Can we make up a story? If I make up something, am I hiding the blemishes? If I'm putting on the makeup, am I the clown for a show? Am I adding to, compensating for, wanting to look like? So you came to this channel, you stopped. Thank you. What do you expect to see? Have you read the bio? Is it exactly what I do? Absolutely not. This is like the skeleton house. You know what I'm saying? I only say half the story, right? But I give you enough of the understanding of the equation that you can create the continuous of the story. I can give you every single equation element that will bring honesty amongst the elements that is used to create and understand itself. The numbers talk for themselves. And if something else occupies that area of space, ticket, please. Ticket. I'm here. I brought myself. Am I not the one who's the ticket that presents the one that wants to go? I am the IT. I walk. I am the ticket. At the end of the ticket is ET. It's DNA. On day 6, I am the soul. Can't you see I'm ready for the train ride? Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Would you like to buy your lottery ticket? The soul, the L-O together, is also the beginning of love and lonely. How can we understand what a letter is? How do we learn to know what a letter is? Naturally. For myself, I thought of Edna. Back in 80 years ago, I said, Edna, can I spell that another way? And I said, yes. We can go E-D-N, Eden. Edna, Eden. DNA. I says, great. DNA or A-N-D in French is E-T. I says, great. So I started playing with the words and I says, hey, satisfies me, satisfies you. And guess what? It also satisfies Scrabble. I went to Scrabble. I had 7 letters. And out of the 7 letters, okay, I had the word deacon. I had the word, what was the other word I was using? Your DNA, the NDA, the AND, right? If you do it in French, it's ET. You see, it gave me the 3 letters. What order? I didn't know. Do you think I should give it all to you that easily? Or maybe because it's more than what it actually is, and you got to make it all up. You got to look at the complete science of the 3 letters, but never mind the 3 letters. The reverse alphabet is 27. That would be 81. 9 times 9. But if it was 9 times 9 in minutes, 81 minutes would be 1 hour and 21 minutes. And then if I just saw 121, I would think it's 1111. And then if I saw 1111, 121, I'd be playing cribbage. Because at the end of cribbage, it's 120 plus 1. So when you're playing pool, the game of pool, every ball is a number. When you add up all the numbers in the game of pool, right? What do they add up to? 120. And then you have the cue ball, and that's 1. And at the end of the game, it just takes that 1 to end the game. So the cue ball, the 0, is 1. But guess what 1 is? 1 is a very important number, the biggest number. See this nose over here? It's at the center of all that is around. 1. One has many, many, many values, right? What the 1 is. So you have a cube, right? And you have the 1 dot. Or is it you have the cube and you have the 1 area space? They're a little bit different. These are the tools I use to understand the game of 9. In fact, it's the game of 10, but it's not 10 the way you think it is. It's 0, okay, to 9. 42 plus 64 equals to 96. The average is 48 by 2. Now you might think this is, well, you can make anything up. You're absolutely right. I can make anything up. You're right. The question is, what do you mean by anything? What does it mean, anything? I'm showing you just these equations, how they dance around and how they're easily made again. So what are these equations going to do? First of all, they're going to be the association of the paired numbers and the reduction. What the reduction does on a different level. And their mathematics. Remember, the end result of all of this is there are 10 plateaus. Right? But we're going to chop up the plateau like this. We're going to have 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But once it gets to this side, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It passes through 5. And it becomes 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So here it's going to equal to 30, and here it's going to equal to 10. So it'll be 2 times 5 equals to 10, and 6 times 5 equals to 30. 11, 7, 7 come 11. Yo. And all I began is to tell you about this and this. So what's happening? What is the 0? When you start at 0, okay, you still have to count it as an area space. The completion and encompassment of swallowing your tail back at the beginning and coming back home, right? When you come back home, if we had the okay, imagine we leave from here. Imagine we leave from here. Okay? And you go all the way around. You go all the way around. Whoopee, I should have started here, right? You go all the way around. Oh, that is just a horrible design. Hold on a second. That is just terrible. Let me see how this is done. Yeah, you can do it more like this. So you'd go through here, you go through here, you go through here, you go through here, you go through here, right? And you come back here. That doesn't work either. That I'd like to show you it that way, but it doesn't work that way. I don't even know why I'm starting with this. I'm jumping all over, and I just began this video. I am from outer space. Okay, so maybe I should sit properly. Sit like a mensch. Okay, so let me fix this. So what it is there's an exit here, right? But one of the entries has to be over here. I have to have an entry right over here. Do I choose to say this? No. It tells me it here. You see, I'm going to have an entry pole here, an entry pole here, right? And the next entry pole is either going to be here or here. How do I know? Because there are 3 of them. How do I know it's not down there? Because it's one up here. How do I know it's not there? Because it's here. So I know it's here or it's here. Down there is 6. Down there is 4. This is 2. This is 5. I don't have to see it. I see this. I know the rest of the story. And at the same time, this is Scorpio, okay, with Virgo. This is Scorpio Virgo, what you're looking at. So when you're looking at 13, man on the moon, the bar mitzvah, 616, Virgo and Aries, right? Because it's at 16. You know, Virgo goes with Aries, right? At 16. And the other thing with 16, you're going to have Sagittarius, right? You're going to have Sagittarius, and you're going to have Libra at 16. At the same time, you know what you're going to have? You're going to get Scorpio and Scorpio. And this is going to be for the constellation assembly. How can I say these things? Well, Scorpio, that's the 8th, right? These are fixed. Sagittarius is the 9th, that's a 7. 9 and 7 is 16. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6, Aries the 1st. And now we can go, Aries is fire. Like, I want to know if you got fire in your blood. You know what I'm saying? Or is it a fireman, or is it a fire dog? Right? Is it the Dalmatian? So let me, before I continue, I'm not sure if everybody's been here before, but I'd like to do this at the beginning of every single show. This is like Mr. Dress Up or something. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. I wanted to study this a little bit. Sometimes I have my head to look at it. Sometimes I don't. But, how's everybody doing? What are all the numbers? Where did they come from? What do I do? What is this social media page about? I come here for personal judgment. I like this channel to be judged, to see what's going on with it. So I tell stories and I look at the comments and I see, no one's ever saying anything. I wonder what I'm doing. Because if I came here to tell you what I am doing, you can say, that's not what you're doing. So what I'm going to tell you is I'm telling you a story, just a story. So what I do is I gather up information. What is the oldest known story that has ever been written that has passed the test of time? Who wrote the story? Who was the person? What animal? What's extinct? What is the oldest extinct animal? And I want it to be 6 letters or less. Gilgamesh, the ancient Sumeria. So I like to know what's Sumeria. You know, inside Sumeria, when you look at it, I just like to Sumeria. Let me write that out. So Sumeria, they also go Sumerian, like in Sumerian animal. Also looks a little bit America inside the word. Instead of America, they have SU. All you're missing is the A. So in Sumerica, you just switch it around. It just says America. So like that's like, I'm scratching my head. You know, and I also scratched my head when they said the Georgia Guidestone's 500 million. Well, that was pretty simple. They didn't have far to go. They were only talking about America. They weren't talking about around the world. Why would they talk about somebody else's business? They're talking about the 500 million North Americans. That's what the end of the Georgia Guidestone was. But it wasn't that. It had nothing to do with that. It was the moon. They filled up 2/3 of the moon. Game over. There's no more place. You know, when you get on, you got to keep taking off, deleting stuff. The new uploads now, okay? How can I say this? without looking like I'm taking a guess. So let me say it this way. I'm presuming that because we've went over the test of time, the new uploads have been shrunk in size, they've been micro-sized, yet the system we're using, right, for the transition of the silver matrix, right, doesn't work with it. It slows it down, it slows everything down. They have to break it up and store it, so they bring out Bitcoin, they chop it up and store it. They can't handle all the information. It's too much of an overload. Everybody almost knows everything we need to know, and everything that we're going to know, we'll never know. Well, at least none of us here. Because we're running 80 years, 90 years minimum back in time. In fact, the true reality of this cube, right, is we lose 52 days a year because of this. In fact, we lose, if I get it right, 53 and a quarter days because of this. Let me calculate. 53.25 times 4. $213, which is 71, and every 71 minutes is 1 hour, 11 minutes. When you look at 60 seconds on the clock, have you ever thought, this is sad, what happened to the 100? How come it's not 100 on the clock? And are we living on this side of time? Are we living on this side of time? You know, when you have two augers or two machines and you run a strap with a motor, right? The motor runs here. That runs the strap over the pulley, or the pulley over here. And then the auger runs through the pipe. When this strap from this motor comes to this auger, right? This auger starts to turn. And we have a strap like this. It goes over it. And this turns and turns this, and it brings the feed up. And then the feed drops into the chute. And then you have another auger that you have 6 other elements and 2 other processors that will mix up these grains into the machine. And as these grains pass down through the screening system to chop them up with the hammers, right? They got chopped up with the hammers, but I haven't got a clue. You know in French a clue is a nail? I'll do my nails today. I take everything in consideration of everything that has ever happened in the history of creation. Gilgamesh. So where was I before? Okay. I just want to go slow. Faut que j'aille pas vite. Faut que je ralentis. L'histoire que je compte, c'est pas juste en anglais, ni juste en français. Si j'étais capable, je parler en espagnol. Puis en même temps, le système IT, que quand tu dis ça en français, on pense que c'est le 9e lettre, mais ça peut être le 5e lettre. Puis, il y a beaucoup des expressions différentes en français, puis pour en anglais, ça m'aide beaucoup. Que une de les choses, there's so many things in French that If I couldn't speak French, I couldn't do this. I just wouldn't be like, I'm surprised when I see it. Being English and I see something in French and I go, oh my God, when they say the I, it sounds like an E. And the reverse, the reverse of 325 is 549. The reverse is 325. And then I look at the 6-3. Hold on a second. You look at the 6-3, right? And that's 9. And then you look the other side, it's the 1-4-5. So the 5 and 9 go together. And in the deck of cards, they go together again. So the birth comes in with the energy, the feminine energy, into the oceans. La mer de. La mer de. Why? Because the M and E is 1, 3, and 5 equals to 9. A, E, and I in Aries. Even the R and the S, okay, are back to Aries again. The R and the S association is 37, 1 and 36, and you're back into Aries again. If you start at 0, you just end up at Pisces. But then you have an association, 1 between 2 in Pisces, as you have Earth and Mars, plus the moons coming together. Actually, I think they got it right this time. 2-4, reverse 5-3. 11, 11, 11. Just give me a minute. Yeah, sorry about that. I do joke around a lot. I lose my spot a lot. I lose my place a lot. I do. I'm like one of the reindeers that's running all over the place. That's lost his nose or the nose is red. I just don't know which direction to go, but there's so many things to talk about. All these designs that I told Chatbot to do is because that's what system we're living in. We're in the doghouse. I don't know if they're feminine or masculine. Does that mean it's in the doghouse? Aussie in Denver. There's the balance of Libra, bringing the 6 and the 6 together. Communication 9 lies of the cat, the K9. When you put a line in between here with the open mouth, it creates a K, and the open mouth of this dog creates another K. 11, 11, 22, and here's just 111. See the V mouth open? That's 511. 511 is the key. Or 151, 74, 77, 77 matter, 77 power, 77 is peanut. Would you like to see where the peanut is? So what I like to look at is this. See the 7 over here, right? But I'm going to put a 7 up another 7. But what I'm going to do here, okay, I'm just going to show you this. What happens with this crossing here, right? When when you do this, you know what that is? The cross your chest. When you do it twice, it's 44. To note that 7 over 1 is a 4. You do know that 7 over 1 is a 4, right? So what you do is instead of building a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 4 by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Instead of doing that, what we do, okay, is I'm going to put one over here, and I'm going to overlay it and start here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to take it 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to run all the way to here. So what happens is I'm going to come here, and I'm going to go, did I get that right? And then I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to go like this. Hold on a second. Here. And then I'm going to go here. And then we're going to go here. Did I get that right? Oh, yes, I got that one here and here. We're going to get that one over here, right? This is more or less, we can look at it as a peanut, right? And this is 7 versus 7. That's 7 versus 7. That's Jacob's ladder. So when you add this into it, right? When you add this into it, or if you want to just finish it off and see what it looks like square, right? It's back to the 4 again. You follow what I'm saying? It's back to the 4. Isn't that who you are, the left and the right hemisphere? The ace letter, born upon the cross, 77. Perhaps we can bring out another design that can join into this. Here it is. How's everybody doing this evening? What day is it? Oh, today is Monday night, right? Today is Monday night. Those are my feet. Let me take them out of the way. Would you like to talk about this design? Maybe I should go back and explain what I do. Today I left a message to Mystic Circle, and I don't know, maybe my ego, or maybe I'm trying to do what others do, is trying to give him a little like clue on something he might not know, something he definitely should know, that in order to do anything that in geometry, I ask you, is the answer yes or is the answer no? To do geometry, do you have to take consideration to understand degrees and numbers? What is astrology? I have to look it up. Because really what I do is I look at the angles. I look at angles. What angle is that? Okay. What angle is that? 87 degrees? So we're off by 3 degrees for 90, right? Or we're off by 2 degrees plus the 1 degree, because if you're walking, that 1 degree would be one of your steps, yes, but you'd be not past the threshold yet. How many steps before you get into the house and past the threshold? Everything is taken into consideration when you're building. 1144. So you know what I like to do with that? I like to, oh God, we can talk about just about so many equations if I can just remember all of them. When it comes to the master numbers, 11, 22, right? And then they have 11, 11. So why do you have 11 as a master number? A 33 is a master number. Do we have the 33rd hour as a master number? Do you know ho, ho, ho is 33? Well, it's actually 23, and then it's 33. So let me explain it to you. If it was 8 o'clock at night, that would be or 8 o'clock, right? That would be the H ho, but the H in ho, right? That would be 8, right? So that'd be 8 hours, is 480. The O is 15. That would be like 15 minutes, be 8:15. That'd be your ho. So 8 hours, 15 minutes is 495, and it spells out the word die. D-I-E, 495. 495 and 171. 495. Force. $471 and 195 equals to 666. What is the 171? 495 and 171. 6, 16, 6. This here is AG, or silver. This here, 1 through 7 equals to 28. This here spells the word here. This here is an equivalent to what is 500. This here is energy. The I is in your birth. When you come into the world, it becomes a 33. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, the alchemy of the breath. It turns into a 9, 6. But the 9 goes away, right? The 9 goes away. It gets turned into the 6, turned into the 9 by the breath, because you're breathing on your own now. Did you also know, like I said, 111 is 71 minutes. That's the Virgin Mary. There's no spirit in a Virgin Mary, right? No alcohol in a Virgin Mary. So lo and behold, we understand what's going on with JC when he comes into this world. Mary had no spirit. She was the Virgin Mary. So what was she? Tomato? So tomato begins like this. The M letter brings you from the left hemisphere to the right hemisphere at what is 1, 4, 7, 12, the letter L in the soul, to 3, 6, 9, 18, 1.5, the difference. And you get the head of Scorpio, the head of the sun as well. But that one is not going to be the one you think it is as Aries. It's going to be the Capricorn one, because it's going to be the association of 18. It's 10 and 8 that comes together. You have the H coming in, Scorpio coming in over here. You know, the same thing happens with the 7. So I was going to speak about something with the 7, yes. So this is what I wanted to speak about. The A, B, C. We'll get back to this in a minute, right? We'll get back to this in a minute. Remind me. A, B, C, D. This, okay, 1 second. Okay, A, B, C, D equals J. J is the 10th. So is it AD equals to 5 and BC equals to 5? Is it DC equals to 7 and AB equals to 3? Is it BD equals to 6 and AC equals to 4? So what's going on? 10, 10, 10, 10. How many 10s do we have in here? We have the totality of the 10. And then we have the association, 2.5, 2.5. This one is 2 letters. When we divide this, it becomes 3.5. This is the heart of the cube at DC. DC is Earth and Mars. Anybody in for some AC/DC and Marvel Comics? Would you like to see how we are going to recreate in numbers everything that has ever existed from the beginning of time? As long as it has been something that's out there that has passed the test of time. I want to work things more or less right now, what is in North America. I'd like to start more or less I love the 60s. I'm 60 from the 60s. We're in that time period, and it works out in the algorithm for if you want to see the proton of 6, the electron, and the neutron. Now, my question is, this is Aries, and this is Leo. And these 6 letters over here equal to 63. 5 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters equals to 63, which is going to equal to 6. Hold on a second. No, it has to equal to 5 by 12, 5 by 13. Okay. 13 times 5 minus 2. Let me see what else it is. Okay, we're going to have to do 12 by 5 plus 3. The difference is 5. BC communication, the feminine and the masculine. This is the phallus. In order to create this number, we need these two to exist. The reverse alphabet of this is 24. It becomes this. Say it, CX. This vibration holds inside of this, inside of Aries to Leo. But Aries, okay, is the heart, and everything surrounds Aries. And what surrounds Aries is Scorpio. Scorpio surrounds Aries. But when Scorpio surrounds Aries, so does Leo. Leo and Scorpio from one side of the zodiac to the other. The 12 zodiac signs. How we align these 12 zodiac signs. I just want to show you something. The year, right side, 1734, 657. The left side, 2114, 66 with 31, and 975, 57, 75, the orphan children. Everything I speak about has already been documented. Somebody got a diploma. It's passed the test of time. Even the numerics of the 7-day a week and the perfection of 999,000 mathematically verified, and 99 divided by the 13 moons, the 7 days, the 260-day calendar, which is no more than 13 by 20, which is also noted to be the second half of our alphabet as well as the first. You want to talk about the doghouse? It doesn't mean it's a boy because it's a dog, does it? It's just in reference. It's the 9 lives of the cat. And what a big bark that is. You can see Aquarius, the signs. The signs are everywhere. Do you see the yin-yang within the dogs? That 3-4 comes from 3-1. We're going to calm this world down. So let's go through this picture. But first, I'm going to go up and get myself a glass of water. I'm coming on down. I want to show you more of this equation of A, B, C, D, of how this 495, 171 comes together. The 495, if you remember, came off the ho, ho, ho. I'm going to explain how that ho, 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 and down the chimney, right? Would you like to see how Santa Claus comes down the chimney? Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus now. And it's snowing out too, because it meets the Christ. Santa Claus coming down that chimney tonight. The place I occupy in this house. What name do I give it? Does it need a name? It is what it is. 2 letters are good enough. Just a choice of 2 letters. It's the Sun House. If you put it to 1 letter, it becomes 27. It's base creation. 1 between 2 equals to 3. Who said so? The numbers did. Because when 1 comes between 2 equals to 3, what is that reverse of 9? 6. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, 18 and 9, 27. The platform of 180. The split of 90. When you do this in the platform, you just have to create your tetrahedron head. And you have 2 4s born into the house, a tetrahedron, tetragrammaton. The 7-1 in the star is you, the silver cord. is within. Have you ever looked at that design? Have you ever looked at the 1? Let's look at this for 1 second. Have you ever drawn the 1 before? Or the 7? So if you do that to the 7, right? Hold on a second. I need to put this straighter, right? So if this was the 7, right? And this was the 1. By the time you finish drawing this and doing this, and then I take this one, that line there is that line there. That line there is that line there, and that line there is that line there. Now you got 1, 7. All right? So here, we'll do this again, okay? We'll do it the other way. All right, we got to do it the other way. You see the 1? See the way we got the 1? That's the number 1. So you continue the 1 over here, right? And then you continue the 1 that way. And then you just go like that. Whoop, that's not, hold on a second, that wasn't done properly. Whoa, oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. I want to see if the 7 is right. Yes, so the 1 is like that, right? And I think it's like that. That's it. So you got the right and the left angle. But the reality of that is, okay, is that all it is it's right here. This is your fish, right? There's your fish on the way, right? Is it an angelfish? So you take that fish over here, and you actually have the D, and then you have the C. So you have 3, 4 before you begin, but you actually presented only the 1. The thing is, when I splits down the center of this over here, the I creates this over here. Now you have 2 houses. Over here, so let me do this even better. Here's the regular A. When the I comes in, okay, you have the left and the right angles of the house. That's where the I comes in. And when you complete the area space, right, when you complete the area space, you have on this side 7, here 1, here 6. And you're born onto this house here, right? You see this over here? This is a 3 area. This is a 3 area. And this one here is associated at the heart that will share into the upper house. You have to take these and flip them over and see what comes up. So what happens is the I splits the A. You have the left and the right, and it creates the angles, and the angles are noted to be apparently 120 degrees. 120 represents the letter L on the 10th level, and that represents the soul according to Rabbi Fine. So everything I say, I'm like really saying, when I say certain things, I'm like 100,000% about what I'm saying. I mean, in fact, it's verifiable is what I mean. Whether the facts are true or not, it's verifiable. On search engines, that will clear it for true news. I look at it if you can ask the question of somebody who has studied something that they're missing something, I don't know what it is. What I do is I study the letters. I'm still looking to learn the letters. Right? I have to go and take my 2-minute break, right? But I'm going to come back and explain everything, look up on here, and finish this piece. And I have to plug this in. I'm just going to put on a little song. Oh, it's midnight. Happy midnight. Oh, guess what day it is today? Wow. It's 3/9. Is it not? Or 3/11? What day is it? 3/9? 3/11? Is it 3/11 today? That's Time Beast, God. Time Beast, God. Time Beast, God, Angel. We're like in the 7th inning stretch. 3 by 11, 33. 3 plus 11, 14. 14 and 33 equals to 47. 47 Beast. When you have 4 and 7, it says G and D, or G-D if you want to look at it that way. G and D, 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days. The 7 is going to be relative to the king. The 4 will be relative to the queen. If you take a look in the deck of cards, the queen has all the eyes. The king is missing 1, and it's the diamond. Diamond is 60 for 6. The club is 38 for the master. And the sun system is with the spade. The diamonds create a duplication and a perfect division of half-half, because when you look at the card, you can't tell which way the card is. So, but some things, when I say can be checked out, it's a he said, she said, but it's true. When you take a look at the 6, 7, and 8, you have 6 of them that look like 4 up and 2 down. And then you have, on the 7 card, you have 1 in the center that you don't have in the 6, that you do have in the 8. And in the 7, you have, in the 8, you have 2 at the center. Those are the heart position. How do I know? When I fold the card in half, it folds in half. It's a heart position. The ace card splits into 4. So if you take 11 divided by 4 equals to what? .75. So you're looking at the Mars electric moons, number 1. Number 2, 4 by 11 is 44. Plus 14 is 59. That's the energy within us. The other thing is, never reduce 11. You know, it's the only number they tell you never to reduce, because you can't reduce something when you come here. You can't take away something from the Mars moons. The 2. We'll talk about this in a minute. Oh no, I can get here, right? You see it's 1. Oh, hold on, maybe I can do this. Hold on a second. They say never remove 11. So if you don't remove 11 ever, you're always talking about Aquarius. But your first 11 in creation is 2 and 9, 11. Unless we're counting down to the end, right? If we're counting down to the end, before we become the 2, 9, 11, we were once the 3, 8, 11. Maybe at one point the 5, 6, 11. But in all, we have the 2, 9, 11. And on the 29th day, guess what? It's a rival, because you passed 28. There is no 29. There's no 29. The river runs red on 28. That's it. 21 to 28. This cube also doesn't have 28 on it, right? There's 21 to the dot, 33 to the void. But when you have the 33 to the void, there's something you have to consider. There are 3 center spots over here. So therefore, there are only 30 to the void. Another thing we have to consider is these 2 are interchangeable. They're over here. So now we're down to 28. We must always have this cube here and this cube here ready. So we use the void of 28 and 5 inside of here, equaling to 33, to use that 28, 5 void. This cube as Rubik's Cube, as the face of your telephone, ATM, calculator, number pad, wherever you want, wherever these 9 numbers are found, and 0, coming in and out of an area space with both your feet. Count 2. Count 1, 2 is counting by half. We should be counting 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Because do you walk and put your foot like this? You don't. You walk like this. So this is like 3. It's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Adam and Eve, 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But 7 is not like the rest of them. And neither is 5. Well, neither is 3. None of them are. I got to come back. Give me a minute. I just put on the same song all the time. I'll be back. Who signed the blueprint of the stars? Who wired the dark?
Electric hands where lightning sleep, carpenter of bone and bread, clockwork ticking life and death. We're all doctors of our trade, patch the cracks the system made, hammer home in broken beams, stitch the fabric of our dreams. Who built the wheel we're spinning on? Who sets the dust? Who breaks the dawn? If every mind's a medicine, then who prescribes the world we're in? We're in labor, rolling down the line, stamped and sorted by design. Market bells and shipping cries, numbers where the spirit hides. But the fiddle sings what ledgers can't. A human heart ain't merchandise. Spin that wheel, amortize. Diagnose the grand device. Society's a factory floor, ideas boxed behind a door, value tagged in sweat and time, profit pressed in marching rhyme. Yet in the forge of flesh and bone, each soul builds a throne unknown. Doctor, welder, streetlight guide, universe working from inside. Circle starts from center flame, half step out, it shifts its name. From 30 days
of a reality that is actually happening when we have the 639, and on the other side it's the 145. And then we have the 549, and on the other side it's the 32. We all know what else is here. It's the 1 hook, the 1-5, and the 2-6. So when I have the 3-2 and the 5-4, the 3-2 and the 5-4, I have the 1-5 and the 2-6. These are all the time. In the professional games, it's all the time. Just take a look at this. 3-1-3 is 7. So the 3 are the 3 areas here. The 1-3-5 are those 3 areas. Then 1 area here, then 1-3-5 again. Forget about the in-between rib. It's a passageway. It's just the rib of the passage from one gateway into the next. The first, the third, and the fifth. It shows you here that the 5 has 1, but the 4 does not. But the 4 gets 1 with 1 between 4 equals to 5. Or was that 3 between 2 to equal to that 5? Or is it the 1 that jumps into the 4, in which becomes 4 and 1 to the 6 and 3? By the way, 63 is the phallus, right? 5 and 4, that's the female vajiji. The total is 7, come 11. And by the way, come is 3, 1, 5, 1, 3, 5. It's all the passageways. Did you know that the 71 is the Virgin Mary? 71 is Virgo. 71 is, which is, by the way, the 6, like the 6th hour, and the 12th hour for Pisces. It's extremely, extremely a perfect science that they have created. Whoever it is, whatever it is, it's just beautiful because it works out for me. It's just very easy. You know what I'm saying? You don't forget it. How do you forget something that's always the same? So here's what I wanted to show. Whoop, let's take this one. Yes. So what it is when you get to the 7, if you look at the 7 card, there is no 7 on a dice, except for the association of 2 sides, which equals that 7 is a duality of 3.5, because nothing is higher than ABC. The association and the understanding is ABC on one side and ABC on the other side. That way, every fish will have its wish, because what you have, they have. It's fair. You have A, I have A. You have B, I have B. You have C. It's 1, 3, 2, 2, and here comes the fool, man on the moon. He's got the stick in the air and going, let me find it. Man on the moon. Something to do with Pisces as well. So just to let you know a little bit about 13, right? A little bit about 13. So when I spoke before that nothing goes past 3, that when you pick up the dice cube, right, there are 6 sides, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. It's that simple. There's 1 in the center. So when you have the week, you have the first 3 days and the last 3 days, and the Wednesday that connects the first 3 days to the last 3 days. What happens is the first dozen or the first 12 ends here. Why 12? Why not 10? Why not 9? Why not 8? Why not anything? We have to, is it because we leave completion from 9? Why 10? Well, first of all, 10 is the first of its kind. It's a 1 and 9 double digit. It's a 2 and 8 double digit. It's a 3 and 7 double digit. It's a 4 and 6 double digit. Then what's 11? 2 and 9, 11? 3 and 8, 11? I can't go over here now. Not yet, right? 6 and 5, 11? Then we can come over here. 7 and 4, 11. Both inside the cardinal house. Fixed, mutable. Mutable, fixed. Mutable, fixed. 33, 11. And 11, 44. Abraham's house. Side of Abraham, 44. Power of the Christ, 77 and 44. 121. Saturn square, 121. 4 times 5 times 6, 120. 4 plus 5 plus 6, 15. 135, 13.5 ACE. It's also the sun. And who plays in Aquarius? The ace plays in Aquarius. The tetrahedron plays in Aquarius. Who said? Well, you never reduce 11, but you reduce all the others. And when you play blackjack, the ace is 11. And the ace is a singular letter that they call the ace. Yes, we can go to every other game and do the same thing. Because right now, all I want to do is understand the numbers in the games, what they say. And I'm going to follow the rule of what they say, because it doesn't matter. This is not something I take out the world. I want to see what that science says. Now, if you can give me a different science, we can use that too. But I use the conformity in that rule. Like I'm going to use a whole word in this conformity to see. Just like the simple stuff. How about the R letter? Add ing, you have ring. And you add the S letter to ing, you have sing. Now, guess what? This area over here is an area that gets combined in a cube. It's like a transmission area over here. It joins the first 18 with the second 18. It just so happens that if I counted from 1 to 18, I can count from 1 to 18 and end up here. So when I go over here, okay, when I go over here is 18, right? I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Why don't I go here? Because that's not 18. This is 16. Just like that one. 16 and 16, 32. 17 and 17, 34. The silver gate right over here. Connected to the fool. Connected to the 9 lives of the cat. And check this out, the dog and the cat are not in the same area space. The dog is inside the fixed house. The cat is inside the mutable house, means is it mutable or malleable? These are those signs. It's going to go 6. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's 26 and 11. Look at that. The dog is in Aquarius. So do you want to ask me questions what this is and why it's like this? This is the roulette board. Okay, the numbers start over here at 13. This area here, stop. This area here, stop. But the cube goes right over here. Everything stops in the creation house under 13. When you get to 14, what happens at 14? You connect this 14 to split and rotate the cube right here between 14, 16, 19, 18, 21, and 23 in the 7th inning stretch. 23, what is that? When you run the corridor between 3 and 4, becomes 3, 24, 27, 2 mutables, that's 3, 6. It also says sex. The 4 becomes with WD-40, so you can grease it up just before. The D is also noted to be 500 in Roman numerals. Did you know that the 13th letter is the highest number? In letters, it's 1,000. Yeah, Roman numeral M is 1,000. Do you know how you beat the house? When you know how you beat the house? How I beat the house? I know the difference. I know more now than I did before. It doesn't matter. A lot of things today don't matter what mattered many years ago because I got my answer. I got my answer because I believe that game science truth, there is a creator. This is way too perfect. And it's been telling us more and more and more and more and more. And I basically feel I understand what time period we're in, right? If the cube is really real, our life counts for 200 years just like Go. And we're back in 1728. 12 times 12 times 12. We're at the end of that cycle. The Monopoly board is here. So this is the cat. This is the dog. Do I choose to say it on purpose? CAT, cat equals to 24. 24 hours a day, that's half the cat. The dog, DOG 26, that's half the dog. 24, 26, dog and cat. Reverse of this is 25, 27. 27, 12. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. 4 by 3, 2 times 6. The other part that goes along with that, hold on, I put my feet up, I slip, and I can't think as I'm trying to find my balance. Which number, what is it? Oh yes, the 13. The 13 is going to go with 30. Okay, this is 35 total. 35 total. 22. 22 and 13. So 13 goes with the full. And look at that. It repeats its same number. 2, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. It's going to be with communication. The 6 and 4 and the 5 and 5 go here. 6 and 4 fit for the 13. And here it's 55, the hard ways. HARD. So when you have a hard way, you're going to have Scorpio. But when you have Scorpio, you have the association of 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Capricorn is going to be 10. When you say 17, 18, 19, you will associate 1, 2, 3, 4 to create that 10. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get 17, 18, and 19. I'm just trying to see which way I'm going with this. Here's your silver cord. Or is it? You're 17. This one over here, just let me try to think what story is going on here. Yeah, your 17 goes with 20. QT. Okay, your 20. Okay, this is, okay, just let me think of this. First of all, 17 is Q. When you see 17, it's also JG. I don't know if it's Jack God, but that's okay. It's the 10th and the 7th letter. Earth is 52, Jack is 50, 25, Heart is 52, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 creates both of those letters. Even the French say the 2 backwards. They say a G for a J and a J for a G, and we just built these. 1 over 7 equals to what the 4 is, the halfway house. Counting by 2, 4, 6, 8 runs into the halfway house. It's broken up into quarters. The head is broken up into 4s. Well, it's actually 4s, but they only give you one head for the house and then 3 more heads. That's where they show here. 1, 3, and 5. ACE. The other thing about this is when they say 7, they will put Libra, they will put Scorpio, they will put Sagittarius. So Scorpio is right here. The reverse of what 10 is 17Q. And when you have 17Q, the reverse of 10 is 17Q. How can I say this? Is that when you have Q, you also have G. How can I say this? So when you have G, which is a gateway, you have Q. Q brings you. When you bring U to Q, which is 21, the 21st letter, you have completed A, the cube, 1 between 2 equals to 3, and it's your first air sign that comes direct into 7 itself. And the Hebrews and the Greeks use their third letter, okay, sounding as in Gimel and Gamma, unlike what we use as C. And in Roman numerals, it also means 100. So when we see C at the beginning of something, are we talking about XX or ecstasy? The reason for this is, listen, that the X is the 24th letter, right? The C is the third letter. They reverse to each other. The C is the third letter to Roman numerals 100. The CT association is that when you begin 1 between 2 equaling to 3, we will end at 20. I'm not going to go to 21. That would be 21st. It stops at 20th. Otherwise, we're outside of the numbers. Hold on a second. There's 2 ways to look at this. I'm not going to look at the cube. I'm now going to look at the alphabet. But I'm supposed to end at 20. I have to see what's going on with this. The 21 dots. Okay. Just give me a second. Eight times 72, 8 times 66, 8 times. I wish I had my calculator. Let me see something. $518 divided by 7 is 74. Okay, so I know where it comes from now. It's one of the combination, the fourth dimension of Saturn's magic square, 51.8. You will see it in my work. It's also something to do with temperature, and it's the heavens of the gateway to the heavens of Mars. Okay, Scorpio. How can I just say this? Just trying to see where this number. Okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you where I got it. It's right here. When these 2 letters come together, what happens is when A and B, A, B, C, D equals to 10, right? But, hold on a second. Let me see if I wrote it down. A, B, C, D equals to 10. AD 5, BC 5. So that's your 10. Or is it DC 7 and AB 3? So your 2 air signs come together. Here's the power in the ocean, right? BC is your communication between A and D. The A, okay, where I comes in, shows a left and a right hemisphere. The L letter represents the soul for 12. The 12 is for the Bat's Mitzvah. The Bat's Mitzvah in the 12th year has 156 moons passing. 156 is 6 by 26 or 13 by 12. The bar mitzvah times the Bat's Mitzvah for 156. It's the exact configuration of Rubik's Cube. You also have the, what is the BD with the AC, 6 times 4, 6 plus 4. This is 1024. It's part of your video screening, 1024, 2048, 4096, etc. And the 4096 is where you have to stop. The crossing star is a 4-star. It has 8 points and 2 points. And it has a lot more points. It all depends. You see, you have this point here is 2. Then you have this one here is 4. This one here is 6, 8, 10. Do you follow what I'm saying? How many of these arms are there? I'd have to go 1, And remember, once one arm goes this way, you can't put any other. Otherwise, it's going to be a broken arm. So it has to be something behind it. Or they have to have a, I'm too tired. Wow. Like, I used to be able to go a long time, but I'm tired. There's 4 people here. So let me finish up with this, okay? Because I just keep coming back for more. So we have A, B, C, D, 10. The reverse alphabet of a reverse alphabet is 27. So when I'm talking about Q, when you have your completion of 4, that's it. There's no more. When you go after 4, that's it. When you want to connect, that's it. You go to 5, and from 5, the other one comes in, and we double up. We have to have memory. You have to have yourself. You have to have memory. You have to have it arrive there and come back to you before the next minute of thought. So if you took this and you wound something around it, how many times would you wrap it around? And what would this serve? This is a straight arrow. It's a flesh. The minute you think, the minute you breathe, whoosh, gone. Straight. There's no winding road of thought. There's no winding road of thought. Doesn't have to think. When you breathe, hey, Santa Claus, what's going on? Because I feel you coming on in. I got that dragon breath. Oh, yeah. I got that dragon breath. I'm just going to work. Down the chimney it goes. So here's all your 10s. Now, these are your dualities. Now here's your breakup. You only can create 4 stars, 8 points. Right? And on the 8th one, it closes it. So we pull it out for rotation, and then we change first these 3, then these 3, then these 3, then these 3. This is wrong. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. And with this, you create all of these. The total is 30. The total is 10. The total is the 40 days. But it really doesn't stop there. Not even close. Once you begin with all those numbers, right? Your first 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what's going to happen is these 4 are going to expand onto the other side. 1 is going to gobble up 9, Sagittarius to Aries. 2 is going to gobble up 8, right? 10. You notice we went 8 over here. I'm going to go 6 over here. Then 3 goes over to 7. I'm going to connect that one and go 4. And then 4 to 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. And we connect all our signs together at 10. Here we connect fire, fire, air, air. And check this out. Water, earth, earth, water. And when that happens, check it out. I get earth, water, but not both. I only get one of them. So the dictation comes from what I can do on this cue. So this here, right? Would you like to see this word? Check this out. One 6 5 1 6 7 5 7 757 is the electric moon. Coke is in the sun. Pepsi's in the moon. It's the electric moon in the sun. We have Jupiter over here. Here's your gate, 7. Here's another 7. Over here, 7, 5. Just to let you know that it's not only me, but this is an international game. Over 100 years, this board has been marked, saying orphans on it. The spin of the orphan child. 1751, 657, 1776, 87621. 3 numbers, 3 by 7, the air sign. 940, 54 the sun, 74 Jesus, 75 the electric moon, 57, 75. 75 times 75 is 5625. 75 plus 75 is 150, and 5625 is 5775. Or what is 77 times 75? The power of the sky pass. Matter, energy, and JC, of course. Don't leave this out. The power and the energy from within. By the virtue of the chimney that travels the 7 seas. Because when I go to the filing cabinet under C, I find all my chakras. I find the root chakra. I find the crown chakra. The road to the 7 seas. All you have to do is breathe. The game science. The rules and regulations come from the sports we watch on TV right now. It's the 7th inning stretch. There are 18 outs and 21 outs. The letter R, the letter U, 7 times 3, 6 times 3. Imagine they're in the 7th inning stretch. There's 7 times 3 and 6 times 3. That's 7 and 6. That's exactly where they are. Now it's 39, which says angel. The angels are in the field. Now we have to think about it. They must be ghosts. They're sitting in the bleachers. They must be bleached. B and L. Why B and L? 2 and 11. That's 13. Is that Aquarius? What is it trying to tell us with B? What is it telling us with the earth sign? The soul comes into the house. Rabbi Fine said the L was the soul. 1 and 2, the female, the feminine. 1 and 2. The singularity of 1 and 2 creates the top line. These are all singular. 1, 2, 7, 8. I want to see what that algo is. Let me see. 1, 2, 7, 8. So it's up 1, up 5, up 1. Down 1, down 5, down 1. Okay, let's do it. Up 1, up 5, up 1. Wow. That's the vibration of our harmonic 432. Okay, let me show you. Hold on a second. Then it's going to go up 5. So this will be 13. Then up 1 will be 14. Then this will be 19. And this will be 20. And then the next one will be 25. So let me see what this looks like. 1, 2, 7, 8, 4, 5, 1, 2, 7. Wow. Okay, I'm going for a drink, but I just want to show you. If I got this right, it goes 1, 2, 7, right? So 13, 14, 19, 20, 25. So I'll show you how. Plus 1, plus 5, plus 1. Plus 5 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. Plus 5 is 19. Plus 1 is 20. Plus 5 is 25. Right? So if I do that, I can go further. Let's see what we get. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So look what we came up with. So when I ran this algorithm of the singularity, have I shown you what the singularity, let me see. Yes, the middle C in piano is the 24th key, right? But it's the 24th key from left to right. It's the 29th from right to left. So do you know what goes on with 29? 29 is such a huge number. It's waterworks. It's 2 away from jail, which is 31. It's 29, and guess what's after that? It's 69. And then it's 109, which is Capricorn coming to Sagittarius to birth. Then it's 189, which is 63, 63, 63, 3 phalluses, right? Or 3 fallacies, or the fallacies that have to come into play over here. And everything ends, it's 3 and then 4, 3 and then 4. See, things move over with 3, right? And things come back home with 4. 4 times 1, let's do this, like, look. 4 times 1, 4, or 7. You're going to get 4, 16, 28. First of all, this is going to be the purple house, purple rain. How do I know? I wish I can just press my button and everybody would just see what it is, you know. I have to draw it out all the time. I don't mind. I don't know why I'm like lately tired. So what happens is this here is 4 to the heart. And then on the outside is going to be 12. Now, the thing about this, okay, I'll explain it in a minute. Okay, so what we have here is 4, 7, and 1, because you count it to a single digit, right? Now, if I did it by 3, I'd end up with 3, 12, and 21. And if you took a look, each one of them adds up to 3. They jump all into the mutables. If you do it by 2, it jumps all the way into the fixed. But the thing is, it's 1 between 2 equals to 3. It all depends where you say we're living. The cycles we're running right now are right here. We have 7 months of 31 days. We have 4 months of 30 days. We have 1 month of Valentine's. Here, okay, is because our life, you have to go in and go out through the valleys, through Cancer. This 4 is actually an association of 313. It's the link of the singular moon. In these 3s, it's the duality through the moons of Mars. When you're doing mathematical equations in division, if something is not working, whatever you're doing, it's either 1, 2, or 3 that's going to be missing. After that, when you get to the 5th house, first of all, 4 is completion, right? So that's why only 3 could be missing. If you get to the 5th house, everything is half. Once you get to the house of Leo, Scorpio, everything is half. And 8 returns back to itself again. Okay, like anything multiplied by 1, okay, or 8. So what happens to 2 times 8? Well, that's 16. And then 1 and 6 is 7, so I reduce by 1. And then 8, 8, 8 is 24, right? 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Right? So this is going to be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we go to 5, right, everything is half price. 5 times, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, thank you, equals to 5, equals to 10, equals to 15, equals to 20, equals to 25, equals to 30, equals to 35, equals to 40. So we have 5, 1, 6, 2, so boy, what's this one? 25, 7, 3, 8, 4. So when you get to 5 by 8 is 40, right? So let me see if I did this right. 15, 20, 1, 2, let me do this again. I'm going too fast, but let's slow it down. 5, 10, let me do this again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So on the 10th one, they're the same. So I can only rotate 9, and then I come inside my house. If I leave my house of the double digits, I can come back home. I leave through this door, and I come back into this door. And I leave my house. I'm number 1. I'm a single digit. I go anywhere I want. I go in and out of my house. It's the same house, but I count it twice. Going home and coming back. I left home plate. I hit the 3 bases. I came back to home plate. I only touched 4 bases, but wait a second, what about the time I was at bat? I was at home plate with the bat, and then I came home without the bat. I took the bat out of the dugout. I went to the on-deck circle. I went up, and I got a base on balls. And I walked the first base. I dropped the bat. I went around without the bat, went all the way around and came back home again. One time with the bat, the other time I took home an RBI or a run batted in or something like that. You know, you got a full house in baseball, which is a full count. Sorry, not a full house, a full count. 3 and 2. Almost like a full house, 3 and 2. Not the same thing. So this over here, this is 1, okay? The 15, okay, is 5 times 3, right? Here's 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 4, 5. So here, you would say, well, how is half 5 and 3, right? Well, because 3, right? 5 times 3 is 15. Well, 1.5 times 2, okay, equals back to 3. Now, 5 by 4 is 20. Now, 2 is half of 4. And 2.5 is half of 5. 5 by 5 is 25. So I know when you're talking, Saturn square is all about 15. So you're talking about this, 1.5 in Saturn square. You can go a full, just multiply it 10 times to take this out of this situation and mark 15. Well, if I did that, multiply it by 20. And that would be what, 300? Multiply that by 20, it'd be 100. Multiply that by 20, it'd be 60. I got 60 seconds on the clock of 100% of time. Your 300 would be the completion of X in every single box of bowling. As well, when you take the alphabet and take away 1 and 2, like I said, 1 between 2, we start at 3. The totality runs to Z, and that's 300. X and Y is 51. Isn't that ironic? Check this out. The alphabet. A1, B2 equals to C3. Y and Z equals to 51. And guess what? The entire alphabet, 1 through 26, equals to 351. The alchemy, okay, in the house runs through the moon at 35. The 1, 4, and 7 tells me I need to count down to 1, 4, 7. Everything extends from the 1, the 4, and the 7, because inside of each one, it is a joining area. There's a joining area of 3, 1, 3, and 7. There's no heart position in the deck of cards, only in the ace. And the ace is an expression card. The ace, the 3, the 5, and the 9 in Sagittarius. And 1, 3, 5 shows us that the 3 heads lie in the heart of Sagittarius. 135 is a split of the zodiac. 135 is a split, 135, 13.5 is the split of the 26 letter alphabet, or any 26. 616 is a split of the 13. Now the difference between 13 and 26, nothing. Because 13 and 13 is 26. And you have 4 suits in the deck of cards. And I'm just a little bit too tired to go on. So I'm going to look at what's going on. I want to go on to what I did here. See that string? So what I did is I reduced this to a 4, this to a 5, this to a 4, this to a 5. This is a 10, is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 7. So you can see it goes 1, 2, 7, 8, 4, 5. So that's it. There's only 6 numbers and it stops and it repeats itself. So you have 1, 2, 7 with 8, 4, 5. So you do 1, 5 equals to 6. 7, 8 is 15. 1, 5 equals to 6. And 2, 4 equals to 6. Then you do 5, 1 equals to 6, and 8, 7 equals to 15, 1, 5 equals to 6, and 4, 2 equals to 6. And then you go 7 and 1 equals to 8, and 7 and 1 equals to 8, and 2, 4, and 2 equals to 8, and you have 8, 8, 8. When you have 8 and 4, 12, and 5, 17, you have another 8. Here you have 12, so you have 12 and 8. It looks like you're running the zodiac signs of Scorpio 1.5 times the difference for the house of Mars, the halfway house, and the same payout in blackjack. The reverse alphabet of this is 10 and 15. Gemini. Gemini's coming together in Scorpio in this. These are your master numbers. Why is 3 and 8 part of the master numbers? The mathematical calculations. Much appreciated, Zachary. I don't know if I'm tired or not. Maybe not enough questions being asked. I just want to look over this. There's something about, there's winter outside. There's no weeds growing in the ground. The word smoke is 19 and 13 for 32. You can be sending smoke signals. 420 in THC is time heaven of creation. The T is the 20th letter. It's at the 7th gate. The 8, the H is in all corners, and it does not need the association of the T to arrive at its destination. One of the understandings and where I found this is in the word 8 itself, in English and in French. When you say 18, we do not have to add on the T-E-E-N. We just have to add on the E-E-N. And when you say eighth, you do not have to add on the TH. The T is already there. So you just add the H for 8. The 8th letter. It's also part of the 8th house. The 8th house is connected within headquarters. The H, the Q, and the Z, they're all within. And when you connect the Q within, the Q is connected to J10, which is a direct assembly to A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the fabrication of the head of Capricorn. Again, when the 7, 8, 9 come around, the 7, 8, 9 are completely different than all the other numbers. When you have the number 7 in Q, you are going to bring Q and G together. Why do Q and G come together? Because Q is the 17th letter, and when they say it, they say 10, 7. So you bring Q and G together, so automatically you're going to bring U along with it. U is the 21st letter. 1 between 2 equals to 3, and it's the first time you can connect your first airwave. And in 7 is also 313 for 7, as well the cubic 7, which is 1, 6, 2, 5, and 3, 4. But there's so much more. I don't know why I'm tired. Maybe not, like I said, not enough questions. Something about that. Head to the right ear. Please explain me that. The other thing, okay, is that the Tzolk'in calendar, okay, is 260 days. But did you know that 260 minutes is 4 hours and 20 minutes? And if you mention that, you now have to say 1620, which is now the house of Bait. Why? We have to remember the 7 hours and 720 minutes for the first half of the day, and we can't just say 1 day. It's got to be 3 days and then 1 day. Why? Because that's how the cycles work. I'm going to come back, getting some water. I'll be back. 1:05 a.m. Okay. So 1:05 is like this. There's 55 minutes left in the hour. Sky pass. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6. 616 connect the zodiac signs. We're 5 minutes into the 1 o'clock, the 65th minute. 5 times 6, 5 plus 6. What is minus and plus to 30 is 41. Home king after the death before the Christ in communication amongst the houses. 105, 3.5 times 3 is 105. It's the heart of the cube, the hand of God. 1 through 14 equals to the end letter, and that is going to bring on the hand of God. Also, what will be the, it's supposed to be, just give me 1 second. 105, 105, yes, 15. So the reverse of the 15 of what is the letter O will complete itself in the waters through what is L. The L by Rabbi Fine comes on day 6 of Genesis, known as the soul, which is the feminine, the 12th letter for the Bat's Mitzvah. The Bat's Mitzvah, 12, is passing of 13 moons, which is 156 moons, or 26, like the Tzolk'in calendar they have, or the 26 letters of the alphabet. 1 through 26 equals to 351, and creation, or the creation of the electric vibration, or maybe it's the frequency or the harmonic, whatever you want to call it, but it's the sun system communication. I like to say they call it the communication, the Dragon Ball Z signal testing systems. Where did I get this? 20 years ago, I got 300 pages off the network, and after I downloaded a couple of whatever later, things got bought out, and all these companies that I downloaded stuff from, they just disappeared. And I still have the papers at home. Doesn't really matter what it is. What matters is that the mathematics are just impeccable. Magnetism comes from the right side. I don't know how it works, but when you think of the MA, that's your 1 through 13. But this is a countdown. It starts at 91, which means you're starting from 4 houses of the oceans and coming down to the gateway of the sun. The GNE, AGNE, Agnes over here, right? This is where the house is going to be split. The silver cord, AG, right? The GN, the 14th letter over here, that's your first connection to your D, your DNA, through your moon, and coming in through the cube. Your IT system, your electronic system over here. See this one over here? Right here. Time. See time over here? Right. Here's another 315 word. This word over here is both in the 6th house. These are the first 2 letters, they're both Virgo. Right? The 1/3 and the 3/3, they're both from Virgo. No spirit within. Well, Virgin Mary is just what I'm looking at. Right? When you see the F, it means it's the inclusion of all that is. So you're going to say a 1-5, a 2-4, and then you're going to say a 3-3. If you're going to say the R letter, there is no real, there's only 2 in the house, right? It has to be broken down into a 6. So what is R9? It's 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. It's going to include both the feminine and the masculine with inside of it. They're going to cross each other. The MO is in Mother, 28, 15, and 13. You mentioned the right side of the pyramid. If you build it, they will come. Right hand of God, right and left, R and L. Again, the same configuration, R18, L12. So they bring the soul, right? And if you lay that R down, if you look at it, it says 70, right? And R holds the head of Scorpio in it, 1 and 8. If you reverse it, you call it the power of Leo. 105, the hand of God. The cube itself is 21 dots, 33 voids. When you have 3 cubes, there's a game called Sickbo. When you have 3 cubes, okay, when you have 3 cubes, the minimum you'll have on the 3 cubes is 1 on each. The maximum you'll have is 18. Well, I'm a chicken farmer, and I know back in the 60s and 70s, the farmer would say, I'm happy if this chicken gives me 6 eggs. Sometimes I get 8, but on most part I get 6 eggs. It doesn't lay on the 7th day. So in 21 days, you get 18 and 3. So 18 to the Hebrews is chai. Now, what is chai? Well, guess what happens? When you take the house of Mars, which is 1379, and you split it up with 2, 4, 6, 8, and 5. Why? You bring it together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 5. You put it inside. See, Mars, a 2 cube, has no edges. Rubik's Cube has 12 edges. When you put the cross in the center, the cross is a makeup of 18 with one controller, 19, Abraham's house of Islam. The two houses are mixed up together. The third house and the fourth house. There's a bridge between the two. Well, don't forget, Isaac, Ishmael, Abraham, Jacob. We run the two houses together. It's like they're in some kind of competition together. And back to the Sumerians, it's 111. It's the what minute? It's the 71st minute right now. The Silver Cord Gateway roars at 111. And what's cool about this? What's cool about 111 or 222 or 333 or 4? I should write this better. So 111, 222, 333, 444. So I'm just going to do this at that. First of all, times 16 is 1776. Times 8 is 1776. Times 4 is 1776. Every 71 minutes is 1 hour, 11 minutes. But if I looked at it as minutes instead of hours and minutes, the first one, okay, would be 151, right? If this was 111 minutes, it'd be 1 hour and 51 minutes. This one would be 3 hours and 42 minutes. The next one, okay, is going to be 5 hours and 33 minutes. The next one, okay, is going to be 7 hours and 24 minutes. 7 hours a day, 24 minutes in the house of Abraham. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4, 16 and 8 equals 24, 7. 7 by 24 equals to 168, which is 4 times 4, 16. 4 plus 4, 8. 8. Okay, now you go 1 times 6, 6. 1 plus 6, 7. Now you go 8, 6, 8, 7, and you run the two sides of the zodiac through the 7th gate. 78 is the power station of the Mars moons. It's just unbelievable. And you know what it says? It says the cow jumped over the moon. It says the cow jumped over the moon. I can't get it in. Let me just, okay, 1 second. Okay, let me just do this. The cow jumped over the moon. Why? Can you read that word? Le is milk. But if you read it backwards, it says Italy. So the cow jumped over the moon. Plugging up to the 2 goats. You mark the lamb. What is the difference between lamb and sheep? It is the age. They do not use precision. When the algorithm, okay, or when science does not use precision, I understand a little bit more of what they're doing. I just know. When they don't use precision, I know I can move around a little bit and find what is humbly right for the situation. It's just a perfect world. We live in utopia. It's just like when I was 12 years old, I started asking myself questions. How does everybody have this connection to God? What is this RIP, rest in peace? You know, I got my IP address, you know what I'm saying? But today, 40, 50 years later, after asking this question, right, I had to seduce my mind and calm my mind. I didn't know how to. I was young, you know, so I would go to the farmer's market, the pharmacy, and say, what do I do? And the doctor would say, take this. And there was one day I I would take it, and then all of a sudden I would have no feeling, like nothing. Everything was so beautiful. And then one day I missed, and my stomach would wrench, twist, and it's just like you're strangling yourself from inside. And all of a sudden I started having visions, and that I started to bridge when I started to look out for the teacher. Has anybody ever written this down? From fourth place, you have the T and you have the H. It looks like teach to me, and it runs all the way to 20, because after that it's 21st and there's no more TH. We start again, first, second, and third. When you start again in first, if you start in first, if you are in first, if you are in second, or you are in third, it looks to me like it's standard. But when you come to fourth, God stands on 17, right? 1 and 2. God stands on 17. How do I get 17 from this, right? If God stands on 17, where do I get that 17? 9 and 8 equals to 17, right? Does 9 and 8 equal to 17? One and 2, 9 and 8. What is first 3? What is last 17? God stands on 17. And it becomes a standard death. And at ho ho ho, at 8:15, ho ho ho, the third ho is 69. 8 and 5 is 23. You multiply it by 3, it's 69. After that, it's 92. It's within the soul. It becomes 8586. Let's just forget about what I just added on too much extra. What also you get here is 4 times 8 is 32. And 4 times the 15 creates 1 hour. So it's 32, and 1 hour creates 33. Ho, ho, ho. Down the chimney it goes. Within the 7 seas of the 7 chakras within us, I breathe and bid good night. I will see you tomorrow again and again and again. I am ending my 21st year next month. I am celebrating being the happiest broke person that can be on this planet, because I am so free. And all I ask from everybody out there, that if you believe in the channel, share and ask a question. What is it we need, we want to know? What is missing in this world? What is an unasked question? Because I know nothing other than the algorithms and the harmonics of the numbers that associate to themselves. How can we move a mountain? By understanding the ABCs 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Michael Jackson. I was intrigued with that song all my life. What is 1, 2, 3 ABC? And what's going on in the world like right now? Just smile, because everything is going back into position. All the pieces must go back into position. I'm only saying must, and it's not a good word to use, but I'm seeing it all going back into position. I'm seeing the roundabouts that coming out, because they're not really roundabouts what you're seeing. All these roundabouts that you're seeing, they're actually more or less, how can I say this? Like if you want to go somewhere else, you go to the roundabout, you go into the roundabout, and you go off to another place on the planet. That's what those roundabouts are all about. All these new things that they put when you park your car in the bike path, because it doesn't have to do with that. They're moving out. You know, if the roads would open, have you ever seen Doctor Strange when the roads open up? Well, if you look at the configuration, this is how it's being set up. Like it was like this before. Like the train would come by and all of a sudden would go down into the ground and swoop off somewhere else. Like it's all built out of cheese. Maybe that's why the cow is on the moon. For those who are interested to see any of my other videos, I have about 10 to 12,000 videos on YouTube. I have thousands of pictures. If anybody wants to talk to me or send me a PM with a question, you all know basically I don't have much time. And if we can associate many at the same time during that time, maybe I'll meet together with whatever it is. I'd be happy to be there because that's why I'm here at the moment right now. Peace and love. Good night. Forever, because I am going to be here.